The year is 2009, and every internet Hollywood blog is slandering Avatar for being too unrealistic and computerized. 13 years later, the so-called biggest flop of the decade is still inspiring the big Hollywood blockbusters to be innovative. That's how you know that Avatar is a timeless GOAT, and the filmmaker and the cast agree. In this video, we're bringing you James Cameron and Avatar's cast on its influence on modern blockbusters. Let's get started. First up, why is Avatar back in theaters? If your entire life flashed right in front of you when you saw Avatar in a theater's Now Playing section, consider this video your very own emotional support group. This epic science fiction film was one of the biggest breakthroughs in Hollywood's history, and the dollars it racked up were, well, quite unbeatable for a long time. Now, unironically, we're back to 2009. This might not come as the biggest shock to you, but Avatar 2 is about to hit the theaters in December of 2022. In fact, movie pundits are convinced that it's going to be the iconic holiday film of the year. Alright, don't get us wrong, no disrespect to the classic Christmas movies, but if you're looking to watch something new with the fam, this is it. Plus, who doesn't love a pang of nostalgia on Christmas? As the release of Avatar 2 nears its due date, the movie's mastermind, James Cameron, wants to fill the generation gap. Let's make sure this is quite clear. The TikTok generation just doesn't get how big of a deal Avatar is. By putting it up in theaters, Cameron hopes to garner more familiarity for the film and, of course, make the sequel one heck of a success. Before there was Endgame or Infinity War, there was Avatar, and that's exactly what the filmmaker wants to show the world. After all, this movie isn't just a movie, it's a cultural phenomenon. Let's dig deeper. So what was the hype for Avatar? Gone Girl, The Revenant, and Avengers Infinity War. All of these iconic movies have one thing in common. They were all shot on a digital camera. Now that doesn't sound extraordinary at all. Back in 2009, shooting a movie entirely on a digital 3D camera was a crazy concept, unthinkable even, until James Cameron did it with Avatar. Yep, this generation-defining movie became the first ever cinematic piece that was shot digitally entirely, and won an Oscar for Best Cinematography. What's even crazier is the fact that Cameron conceptualized Avatar in the 1990s, but he actively stopped working on it because the technology wasn't advanced enough. So yeah, the maestro waited for the tech to catch up with him so he could deliver something super unique. It was Avatar's enormous success that paved the filmmakers to experiment digitally with their movies. Not to burst your bubble, but Marvel shooting the Avengers saga on IMAX digital cameras wouldn't have been possible without the digital GOAT. According to James Cameron himself, this is the biggest impact of the movie ever. Not to mention, people lined up outside the theaters in 2009 because a 3D movie was such an alien concept. It was wild and for real. Now, you probably won't pick a movie to watch just because it's in 3D, sure, but hey, it was Avatar's crazy production that took Hollywood up a notch, and it's time to give the credit where it's due. Up next, how did Avatar revolutionize CGI? First things first, for a movie that went into production in the 2000s, the CGI is just so freaking amazing, and that's something that the cast of Avatar is still grateful for, even 13 years later. Making a 3D digital sci-fi film is one thing, but utilizing 60% CGI imagery could have been a huge miss. Fortunately, that didn't happen, and the cast of the movie took a breath of relief. What's really interesting is that the actors were actually super worried that the CGI is gonna suck super bad, and that could have potentially tanked the film. Recently, the cast revealed that throughout the production, James Cameron kept ensuring that their characters would look just like them. Come on, career suicide in sci-fi CGI movies are more probable than ever, but it was Avatar's success with new motion capture techniques that made it such a huge hit. Sure, the characters are blue with weird ears, but they aren't bad at all. Yeah, take notes, She-Hulk. That's how you do CGI, even with a 13-year gap. Another way to gauge how good Avatar's CGI is to notice how incredible the actors' performances are. With heavily computerized imagery and overwhelming blue colors, you can still appreciate the acting gimmicks in the movie. Dare we say, the computerization looks almost natural. If the cast is raving about how the CGI preserved their acting skills, then you know it's good. Talking to Collider, Sam Worthington revealed, whatever got translated from the volume of our performance through all the computers kept that essence. James had promised that, and that's what came out. He said that the detail of our acting wouldn't be overshadowed, and it was there. Super cool, right? Moving on, why is Avatar so thematically politically influential. Not too long ago, the internet was wildin' for Don't Look Up, which happens to be an excellent addition to the movies advocating for climate action. But hey, Leonardo DiCaprio's movie was released in 2022, a time when discourses around environmental change are super popular. So all things considered, James Cameron did something super revolutionary with Avatar's script. The opening scene of the movie captures a powerful image that our Earth is truly dying. Even when we don't get to see our planet, the contrast it strikes with Pandora is phenomenal. Throughout the movie, James Cameron prompts you to think that we can have similar beautiful landscapes and nature if only we stop exploiting Earth. Now for the basic overused Hollywood tropes, this isn't too unique. But don't sleep on the filmmaker just yet, because even when he was reviving the Titanic, he was developing the script for Avatar in the 90s. Shocked yet? This only shows that the movie wasn't just progressive with technology and digital cameras. It was also leading up to the start of the cultural phenomenon that would address the violence that comes with depleting the Earth's resources. In many ways, the thematic discussion was becoming the new normal. Parker Selfridge is just corporate responsibility personified. Man's really said that the only thing worse than bad press is a bad quarterly report. Don't know about you guys, but James Cameron really did something wildly brave here. And looking back at the movie, the mastermind seems to agree as well. Next up, what's up with Avatar's global success? Avatar quickly became the movie of the masses as its popularity became global. The movie wasn't only a commercial success in North America. In fact, it formed a unique subculture in non-English speaking countries like China. Okay, with Hollywood's strategic marketing tactics, this isn't a surprise, but the creator of the film has an entirely different take on why the movie is popular the way it is. According to Cameron, it is the theme of conflict that builds the universality of the movie. Sure, blue creatures with big ears don't exist on planet Earth, but their struggle to survive and maintain humanity, even in the worst of times, makes them relatable. No matter where you're from, you can resonate with the broader political conflicts, and you get to do it in the coolest way possible through an epic sci-fi movie. Cool, you can find a TED Talk on human civilization and how it thrives in a conflict-ridden setting, but at the end of the day, it's boring. You can't relate to the man giving a lecture, now can you? That's why Avatar is just so uniquely important, and enjoyable too. Plus, the visuals of the movie are just simply beautiful, and they take you back to a time when nature was a huge part of our lives. James Cameron told the Collider, and we quote, "Society at large, anywhere in the world, is suffering from a nature deficit disorder of some kind to some degree." The movie puts us back into that childlike wonder about nature and about nature's grandeur and complexity and beauty. So there you have it. Believe it or not, this is your cue to rewatch the movie. Lastly, is Avatar 2 set to inspire more blockbusters? It's too early to say if Avatar 2 is going to be a huge miss or if it will blow us away. But given James Cameron's record, it's safe to say that the movie might not disappoint. Here's the thing though, when you're making a sequel that has paved the way for blockbusters like every Avenger movie, the bar couldn't be higher. In many ways, the first Avatar has inspired Avatar 2. From motion capturing to the detailed color palette, you just can't get anything wrong. Not to mention, the new movie isn't only competing with the OG, it's literally battling out for the throne with films like Alien 2 and Terminator 2. Yet, movie pundits are convinced that Avatar 2 is bound to inspire the blockbusters of the next gen. And our Exhibit A is the underwater motion capture technique, something that no movie has done before. Yep, the Avatar legacy continues. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Avatar 2 will carry on Avatar's legacy? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.